Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
That's right.
Clarissa Shields. Now, when she walked in, she said she walked in with her 2 belts. She's a boxer. She's a junior middleweight boxing champion.
She's not just a boxer. She's the fastest fighter in history, male or female, to win belts in 3 weight classes.
That's
Talk
right.
to him.
Yes,
She walked in with 2 belts. He said,
Yeah.
I had 9, but I didn't want to carry all of them up here.
It burns.
It burns.
Yeah.
What, the leather burns?
No, like they're heavy.
Oh, got you.
So it's like carrying weight. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I took a picture. I just posted. Belts. It doesn't look like it burned, but like I had to put icy hot on while we were doing the shoot because I'm like, it burns so bad.
Now, where you from?
Flint, Michigan.
Flint,
From Michigan.
That's right. You dye your hair blue before the fights to represent for Flint
Yep.
for the water crisis.
For the water crisis. Yeah.
How did you get into boxing?
My
What was your
dad.
first love? Okay.
My dad used to be like an underground street fighter type of boxer, and
Underground street fighter type of boxer? So boxing on the streets for money?
Yep. Backyards, tunnels, wherever he used to box at. And they used to call him Cannonball. So growing up, when I used to get into fights, people used to be like, that's Cannonball daughter. And I would be like, who the heck is Cannonball? Because my dad was in prison till I was 2. I mean, till I was 9. So I got into boxing. He told me that he loved boxing. So I really just boxed for him. And then once I started, I realized that I really love fighting. And if I could fight in boxing and not go to jail, that's something I wanted to do.
So he didn't pursue his boxing career because he was in jail, basically. Yeah.
My dad went to prison twice over his whole life. He went to prison, I think, 7-year bid, and then did 1 for 5. So that's 12 years.
So that was the seed that started the boxing career for you, basically.
Yep.
He must have been excited.
Oh, you know what? My dad's a cake, man. Like, my first boxing match he came to, I started boxing when I was 11. He came when I was like 13, right? And I'm getting ready to box against this girl named Chloe Kimsey. And she walks up to me and she was like, I'm going to like stop you. And that means like knock you out, right? And my face got so red and I just was like, ugh. And my dad was like, baby, you all right? And I was like, I'm about to go get dressed. So I went and got dressed and I beat this girl up. And when I finished boxing, my dad was crying.
Why?
He just was like, baby, you the best damn boxer I'd ever seen in my
He's so
life.
happy. Yeah, you beat that girl ass. Yes,
Amazing.
baby. Yes.
So they're also doing a movie on your life story,
Yep.
which is going to be great. Ryan Destiny is playing your character.
Yes, she's playing me.
And she's from Detroit, right?
Yeah, she's from Detroit.
Oh, okay. So how did this movie come about? Was this your idea? Did they pitch it to you?
So I actually have a documentary, T-Rex.
T-Rex,
That
yeah.
they followed me from the age of 16 till about 20. And they followed me to the Olympics and to the World Championships and just everywhere I went, school, whatever. And from there, I guess I thought Universal seen the
The documentary?
documentary and they wanted to make a real movie out of it. Well, mine was real, but they want to redo it.
I feel like you have taken the trauma of growing up in Flint and just channeled that energy into the ring. Is that the case?
I can say that I've learned how to use my anger in a positive way, but I'm not angry about what happened to me in the past. Whatever happened, happened, and God told me that I had a better future, so it's kind of best just to leave it back there and to look forward. But he always told me, Jeremiah 29:11, for I, God, know the plans I have for you, plans for you to prosper and have a better future. So that's how I always looked at it.
You think people have misconceptions about what it was like to grow up in Flint? Or do you think, like, how would you describe it?
No, it was definitely tough. It wasn't easy. Some people's mind get stuck there because of so much trauma, but you can always make it. Like, I think Flint have some of the most resilient people I've ever met in my life.
Mm-hmm.
You said other kids would pick on you growing up.
Yeah.
What would they do? What would they say?
Well, growing up, I was really skinny, and my nose was big, and I had really poofy hair, and I stuttered, so I couldn't really talk that well. So I kind of got picked on for all those things.
And that's when you started putting them healing hands on people that are.
Yeah, I got into my first fight probably in about like 3rd grade, and then from
Did you
there,
win or lose?
I lost. I mean, no, I won every fight that I ever been in the streets.
I feel like
Never
you
lost.
remember these people too. I feel like you
was
remember
about to
the
say a
third
name,
the girl in
absolutely.
3rd grade.
You know what? I actually do remember everybody because I never wanted. It was like I didn't want to fight in elementary. It was like I just kind of wanted people to leave me alone, and I seen that if I didn't say anything, that they would keep messing with me. So I just started like, if somebody messed with me, I was like 0 to 100, and I would like just start putting the hands on people, and then all of a sudden people were like, "Hey, you don't want to mess with her because she'll fight you." And then from there, I just was like, probably about like 5th grade, I was like, I'm not taking no shit from nobody, because I knew how to fight then. And then I started boxing in the 6th grade. It was over. It was over from there.
Now, do you really have to register your hands when you're a boxer
Yeah, you do.
as weapons?
So these are licensed.
Okay, so when was that? Back then or recently?
Well, so in the amateurs, you have to get a pass book, so it shows that you're a boxer.
Got you.
But it gets more serious when you like when you turn pro. Now you have like these registered legal hands, and your hands are weapons, and you can literally like go to jail for like even smacking somebody.
Wow.
Yeah.
So question: when you was beating these people up back then, when they was teasing you, did it really make you feel better?
Yeah. What? Of course. It was like releasing my anger, and that's what I think boxing did for me. Like, boxing wasn't just something that I did because it was like, oh, I want to fit in. It was like I boxed, I got praised for it, and it helped me learn how to control my anger. Like inside the ring, I remember like yesterday, like the first time that I ever got hit in the face. Remember my eyes got watery, my nose got red. And I just started going crazy, throwing all kind of shots. And I just remember that after that sparring session, my coach told me, it's only one shot. You were beating the mess out of him, and he hit you with one shot, and you went crazy. You have to stay calm, or you can get knocked out. And when he told me that, I was like, I didn't understand it. But as I kept sparring the guys more and more, I had to really like keep my composure, because me being all wild and stuff could get me caught or can get me cut. So it was a way to help me channel all my anger. So when they used to hit me, I got so used to just staying calm and staying ready that I would get my lick back, but it'd be way worse than what they even did.
And you were sparring with dudes?
I spar with dudes now.
Why?
What do you mean why?
I mean not a why, but why?
That's who's there to spar with.
No girls are scared to spar with me. I just get the best work from the guys. I mean, I started out sparring the guys when I was 11, and I spar them now. And I think that in order for me to see where I'm at, I have to go against the guys, because sparring women, I have to take some off. Like, I can't use all my power. I can't hit them too hard. And boxing is what I do. It's not who I am. So I'm actually friends with my sparring partners. That's why you never see me like post like people me sparring, because I don't want to hurt them inside the ring. Like, I want us to work, but I don't want to hit them with a body shot and drop them or cut their face or anything, because it makes me feel bad.
Are those guys going hard on you though?
They better.
Yeah.
Didn't you spar Sean Porter?
I did spar Sean Porter.
You could spar me.
I wouldn't do that.
I'm sure you're embarrassed.
You gotta
just like
post that
Sean
video.
Porter. I wouldn't be embarrassed though, because I look at Sean. Sean is a professional boxer. I didn't expect to go in there and do nothing.
You just doing it for a workout?
Yeah, for a workout. I just wanted to see. I'm like, damn, let me see what this feels like. And when I felt it, I'm like, you fight a boxer if you want to. These motherfuckers will fuck you up.
Yeah, boxer got stamina too.
Yep.
People get in street fights and they think, oh, it's 30 seconds. Like a boxer, like we got about 20 minutes in us.
Exactly.
What's your regimen when it comes to boxing? How often do you train? What do you eat? Do you eat anything?
And then you have to go up and down in weight. What's that like?
So I started boxing at 168. I haven't ate meat in 3 months. Not because of boxing, but just because I feel like meat is poison after I watch a few documentaries. And I feel a lot better without it. What the Health and Game Changers. Yeah. So me just watching that made me just really take my diet seriously. But in camp, on how much I train depends on how much I weigh. So before I stopped eating meat, I used to get big as 185, but I was fighting at 160 and 168. So now that I fight at 154, I just won titles there. I didn't get any bigger than 170. And I train. When I was 185, I trained twice a day, every day while I was in camp for 2 months straight, only taking off Sundays. Now that I'm a lot smaller, I train twice a day, 4 days a week. Rest of the days, I kind of just train once, but consists of 1 day of sparring, a lot of freaking cardio, a lot of squats, crunches, pads. I mean, I think my coach is like, he's like crazy with the pads. Like he wants us to do 10 rounds of pads and then 5 rounds on the bag. I'm like, how about we switch it around? But no, it's a lot of pad work and bag work. And I always try to keep like the natural weights of like the push-ups and pull-ups.
Gotcha.
How do you manage your emotions when you're not in the ring?
Honestly, prayer and staying busy. I think that boxing has always been like such a perfect journey for me with everything that I've accomplished. But I'm a regular person and have a family and boyfriend and stuff like that. So I go through regular life things like everybody else. And not training sometimes, it makes me not be able to release everything I have bottled in. So when I'm not training, sometimes I make myself train, or I go for a run, or I just try to read the Bible and listen to some gospel music to keep me calm, because Lord knows that life can be difficult sometimes.
Is it good sometimes when you're angry and you know you got a fight coming up? Like, say something pisses you off 2 weeks before a fight. Do you hold on to that so you can release that in the ring?
Nah, don't nobody mess with me 2 weeks before the fight.
Yeah.
Nobody mess with me 2 months before the fight. I let everybody know my texting. I text everybody my schedule. Like, hey, this is when I'm available to talk. This is when I'm not. I put my phone on airplane mode when I'm training, so don't nobody interrupt my music. And I really just focus, and anything that gets in the way of my focus, I get rid of it. So
You have to abstain from sex too?
yeah,
Before?
I go-
How far before a fight do you have to do that?
I do 6 weeks. Some people would disagree. It's plenty of boxers who have told me that I was crazy for it, but it's like, I've done that since in my younger days, you know, when I was 17, 18. It's just like I was always told that you shouldn't do that. But I mean, you about to get in the ring and a girl about to be in or a guy about to be in there taking your head off. You don't want to get in the ring off feeling like you loved and relaxed and shit. Like, what?
Feel like you love it.
Yeah, like you want to go in there, like when you sustain from sex, it can make you a little aggressive. You be kind of snappy, like, you know. So for me, it actually helps my game. So I like to sustain from it, and my guy understands.
Does anger help you in the ring? Because I feel like too much emotion, like your coach said, could get you knocked out.
I think anger you learn how to channel it the right way. It can be something to help you. But I don't even know how to get mad anymore about certain stuff. It's like, I think about who I was when I was 17 and who I am now, and it's just two different people.
Right.
Like, stuff that would make me go crazy back then, I just be looking at it like, man, this person is crazy. But I don't, like, get mad, or I would never get into a street fight or beat nobody up on the street, or it's just like certain stuff I just don't even see myself ever having to go through again in life, just because it doesn't anger me anymore.
It's too much to lose too. Like, there's a lot at stake for you.
course.
What
And
about
plus, coming
Floyd
from where you
Mayweather?
come from.
Yeah, but I'm loved in Flint. I'm loved everywhere I go. Like, people have been through a lot in Flint, but I'm a person who's never been robbed, never been at gunpoint, never been stabbed. I mean, I've never really been into anything that was in the streets except for a couple street fights.
But you've lost friends to gun violence and stuff like that. So
Plenty.
this shit now is kind of like petty when you've been to that extreme. You know what I mean? Like, you've been through real shit.
I just think that people who feel like it's okay to take anybody's life, rather it's over money or rather take anybody's life over anything, I feel like it's selfish of them. You know, it causes a lot of people pain, and that's why I started my program in Flint with the kids, because everybody else around the world gets counseling when they go through stuff like that. But the kids in Flint are kind of like, oh, just learn how to deal with it.
That's
and
right.
it's like, you can't learn how to deal with one day your brother is the one that raised you because your mother or your dad is strung out, and then your brother gets killed. Like, how do you deal with that? People, and there's no kind of counseling, and everybody's just like, oh, they're going to learn how to deal with it. Like, you're going to get used to it. But you never get used to losing someone that you love, especially when it comes to gun violence.
How were you able to heal and process?
God, honestly.
You didn't go to no therapy or nothing like that?
Nah, it was God praying. And I prayed when I was 13 because I felt like I was weak-minded. I asked God to give me a stronger mind. I felt like I was just too weak-minded. Words would hurt my feelings. It wasn't ever anything physical. Like, people fighting me or hitting me wasn't my problem. It was more words that I just could not handle. And it was a lot of verbal abuse growing up. So I wanted God to make me stronger for that purpose, so I could deal with that better.
I pray and go to therapy.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's right.
Now, you've also spoken about Floyd Mayweather and how much you admire him.
Yeah.
Have y'all had that conversation or reach out or anything in the works?
I've had a conversation with Floyd when I turned pro, my pro debut, and he asked me how much I made my pro debut, and I made $50,000 my pro debut for a 4-rounder. And when I said $50,000, he kind of jumped, and he was just like, "Who's your manager?" And I told him it was Mark Taffet, and he said, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "Hey, if you ever want to, give any help, you ever want to, support me, you just do it, and I'm more than welcome you." And he kind of said, "Okay." And every time I see Floyd Mayweather, he speaks to me. I spoke to me when I was in Georgia, spoke to me when I was in Vegas. He always makes sure he goes out of the way to tell me congrats on what I'm doing and to keep doing what I'm doing.
Okay.
Well, we appreciate.
No, hold on. You know, you fought what's her name? Has it been this weekend?
Ivana her boxing, yeah.
Yeah, and that was a good fight. But y'all had like a lot of animosity leading up to the fight. Like, like she threatened your sister, and then
Her coach threatened my sister.
your coach threatened you, and then your brother beat somebody up in her camp. And
My brother in jail, but he not is innocent or proven guilty. I don't know who did it.
he's in jail for that situation? Because I heard him say that during the fight, and I was like, what?
Well, that's the thing. They're talking about he was charged with it. I mean, people think he did it. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Yeah.
It's weird. I tell everybody in my family and all my friends, don't deal with the cops and think I'm gonna get involved. I don't like cops. I don't like having to deal with the law and all that stuff because you don't know how it works.
Right.
It's so many rapists get off, murderers get off, and they'll be like, how? And so I don't like dealing with the law and police, and I'm not gonna say that. I do like cops because some of them are my friends, but I don't like dealing with cop situations.
Yeah, I feel you don't want to be in the legal situation.
No, I don't like having to get lawyers and having to talk to people, and I don't like that. So, just with that, even my brother being in jail is still I don't like having to have to deal with the whole situation. But I honestly don't know who did it because I wasn't there. So just from that, it's what else can I do?
And you manifested your whole career because they said in high school you was keeping a journal. You was like, I wanted to go undefeated throughout your boxing career. You wanted to win a gold medal. So you believe in the power of manifestation?
Yeah, I think if you speak it, believe it, you will receive it. You know what? I think people ignore their dreams too much to act like their dreams don't matter. I feel like every dream that I've had that was surrounded boxing, I can remember, and I know that I had a great future in women's boxing, and that I would do great things. But I didn't know that everything else would come. That I would be such this huge advocate for my city and for rape victims and stuff like that. But God let me know a long time ago, this is what you're destined to do. And before my grandmother passed, she told me that this is what I was destined to do. And I didn't really understand. I just was so my purpose is just to be a good boxer. But it's a bigger purpose. I kind of feel like God wants me to be the next Muhammad Ali, but in a female form, and kind of spread his word and help people who are similar to me or who come from the same background. So I'm just trying to figure out exactly what his message is so I can deliver it the right way.
Do you know who you're fighting next?
I don't know. Whoever wants smoke, they can get smoke. I don't care.
I saw you say one time that you took offense to Laila Ali's comments when she was here on the Breakfast Club because she said that if she would have come out of retirement, there weren't any good enough women to challenge her.
Mm-hmm.
How disrespectful is that? I mean,
have you seen her?
I seen her. She didn't speak to me at the ESPYs. That's cool. But my thing is, I've never had any till that day. I've never disrespected Laila Ali when it comes to her boxing. Even though I call myself the greatest woman of all time, I've never said oh, Laila Ali can't box. I've always given her that respect. She paved the way. Even though she didn't continue to keep the fire alive, she did pave the way. She started it to where people were like, oh, women's boxing exists because Muhammad Ali's daughter boxes, right? And so when I heard her say that, I'm like, so what's she saying? I don't know how to box or something? I've been to the Olympics twice, and then I just remember also too when she was commentating for the 2012 or 16 Olympics, and she just said if they would have had the Olympics when I was coming up, I would have won. And I was like, who knows, but don't be selfish. It's okay to pass the torch. You're retired now, and I'll give you your respect if you give me mine. But just to hear her say there's no woman that can give her a challenge, and we fight the same weight. It was just if you come out of retirement, I smoke you. And it was more of to let you know, don't disrespect me and I won't disrespect you. And that's where I went with it. But do I want to fight a 41 or 40-year-old Laila Ali? No. I want to actually her embrace me, I embrace her, and we build women's boxing to the place where it's supposed to be at. But I don't think she sees that vision. And maybe in a couple years we'll have a conversation. But
for her not to talk to you at the ESPYs is kind of weird. Were y'all standing by each other, or did y'all not?
Oh, she saw me. It's cool. I saw her. She looked at me. I looked at her.
Why didn't you speak first?
No, I'm not going. I'm not going to speak first. If it's because I already know, like, she doesn't show me any kind of support. Like, I see her all the time comment on this other boxer girl page, Katie Taylor, and always telling her congrats and everything. But then with me, it's like she don't show any kind of respect or acknowledgement. And I'm a black girl just like she is, who came up hard, and I have to been making my way forever. Like, I made my own way. I wasn't handed anything.
So like you
and it's
congratulate
like you don't get
the
no
white
props.
girl, but you don't congratulate the one that looks like you.
It's not even about the white girl, just about supporting each other. You know what I'm saying? But
I wonder why she wouldn't though. Like, what, did you say something about her back in the day?
I just think that in boxing, she feel like she never got her fair share. I feel like she never got to the point where she wanted to get to, and people recognize Laila Ali, but they always try to say like, oh, she only was big because of her dad, and they don't really give her props on her skills. I'm not one of those people. I think that she fought who she fought, and she had to win. If she would have been a loser, they would have said, oh, Muhammad Ali daughter boxes, but she loses. But she was Ali's daughter, and she won. She was undefeated. So I give her that respect. And then some people say that she didn't fight Ann Wolf. But me being a woman fighter, now I realize that it's hard to make big fights with other big women. It really is. So think about it. Back then, when it wasn't a lot of money, wasn't TV exposure, I kind of can see why her and Ann Wolf didn't fight. But people's story is that she was scared of Ann Wolf, and Ann Wolf would have knocked her out. And that's their story. But I think that, Laila Ali was a great fighter, and that she did a lot for women's boxing, regardless of if her dad was Ali or if it was somebody else. Like, she was his daughter. She represented. She started the flame, basically.
It would be nice to get some support.
Yeah, if she wanted to, but if not, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
There you go.
Yeah, I think you're very entertaining. When you came out the Beyonce joint,
My God, every time I see it, I start laughing like, oh my God.
Well, that's dope though, because that's
That became a
showmanship
great
to me.
meme.
Showwomanship, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean?
I was getting ready to break a record, so it was like becoming the 3-time division world champion faster than any other boxer in history. And I'm like, who run the world? Girls.
There you go.
And you know what? I was actually in a hot tub, right? And I was losing my weight. I had a few more pounds to go before the day to weigh in. And I'm playing on my tracks because I hadn't even picked my walkout song yet. And I'm playing all these tracks, and then I'm listening to Who Run the World Girls. I'm like, this is a song, but I dance coming out. So I'm like, I don't want to just be like, kind of like just doing anything. So I'm like, what do I do? So I went and looked up her video, and I seen like the first minute. I said, all I need is 15 seconds of perfection. That's all I need. So I'm in the tub doing this, and I'm like, okay, what's she doing? Her legs. And then I'm like, the shoulder, okay. And then I get out, and I'm talking to my mentor and to my best friend, Nene. My best friend, Nene, is the light-skinned girl who was just there.
She on the side with you, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what she was doing, but me and Miss Corey, we was into it.
I'm like, don't tire yourself out, Clarissa.
You seen I wasn't doing too much. And I'm like, all right, we going to get it rocking, but we not going to do too much. So it was supposed to be like a Beyonce, Kelly, and Michelle type of deal. But my best friend, Nene, can't dance. And like she can't even dance like on a Michelle level. So we were like practicing these steps.
My God,
that?
Michelle. Jesus
Well, wait a minute.
Christ. Michelle.
We all know
Shady
that.
Shields.
Damn it, man.
No, we all know that Beyonce can dance.
Yeah.
Kelly was up there, and that Michelle kind of always had to kind of fall in. You know what I mean? No, I love Michelle though. She got a gospel album and everything. Don't, Michelle, I love you.
Love you, Michelle.
Michelle gonna call you out. You got to fight Michelle in the ring next now. Mess around.
No, so we were working with my best friend Nene, and she just couldn't get it. And we're just like, oh, what are we gonna do? So we were like, you know what? We're gonna let you put the crown on, okay? So me and Miss Corey, like, we practiced. I got a video that I'm gonna post next week, and just see it's like, first we're in the hotel room practicing it. Then we're actually at the venue practicing it. We got the lights, and we're like, I'm thinking to myself, like, we really about to do this? And I knew my outfit was fly,
Yes.
so I'm like, I was so excited. But when I was walking out, none of the guys who were walking me out, from Terrence Crawford, Shakur Stevenson, Jamel Herring, Andre Ward, Zab Judah, Anthony Durrell, nobody knew what I was doing. I just said, hey, y'all just stay still and hold the belts till me and her get done doing what we're doing. They were like, all right, cool. So once we started, I just remember I was watching it, and everybody in the back of us were like, what the heck? So it was a great moment for me. And, shout out to Beyonce for being, she's like the greatest woman of all time when it comes to music to me. So shout out to Beyonce. Hopefully she sees it and give me some tips.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Give me your Instagrams and all of that type of stuff.
On Instagram, my name is @Claressa Shields, CLARESSA Shields, SHIELDS. Blue check mark. Give me up to 1 million followers. Let's do it.
Yeah, you look like a Williams sister. Anybody ever told you that? Like you could be Serena and Venus's sister?
Yeah, I actually get told that all the time, right? So I'm in Flint at the Walmart, and this guy walks up. He's like, "Aren't you Claressa Williams?"
He gave you the
And
name.
I'm like, I wish, but no, Claressa Shields. He's like, "But you're the boxer, though, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, but you said Williams."
Yeah.
Like,
Well, he knew it.
You were trying to say like,
Word.
but I think he was a white guy too, so all black people look alike. So whatever.
Do you have a date for the fight at least, or a projected time when you're gonna fight again?
So I may fight again in March, April.
Okay,
I'm
that's
waiting to get it sealed now. I'm trying to see who it's going to be against, where it's going to be at, and just trying to make it bigger than the last fight.
okay.
Well, thank you for joining us, Claressa Shields.
Absolutely.
Junior middleweight boxing champion. Thank you.
Thank you guys for having me.
All right, it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.